Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today Volato Group Inc. just filed an 8K, and there is one key agreement termination that you need to know about. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. Essentially, the company has officially walked away from a significant merger deal, and it seems they are looking for a better offer. So what is going on with Volato Group Incorporated? This filing is about a really important decision they made on the 4th of June 2026. They decided to end a big merger agreement they had with a company called M2i Global Incorporated. Remember, back in July of 2025, Volato announced plans to merge with M2i Global. The idea was that M2i Global would become a subsidiary of Volato, but plans change. The merger agreement had a deadline, an outside date for everything to be finalized. That date was originally the 31st of March 2026, and it was extended a bit. However, the merger didn't happen by that extended date. So, Volato Group officially sent a notice to M2i Global saying they are terminating the agreement. The good news here, and it is important, is that Volato won't have to pay any termination fees or penalties for backing out. This basically means they are free and clear. Now, why did they do this? The filing states that Volato terminated this merger agreement as part of its ongoing review of strategic alternatives. What does that mean in simple terms? It means the company is actively looking at different paths forward to figure out the best way to grow and increase value for its shareholders. They've even received unsolicited offers, letters of intent. From other parties, they believe these new offers might be more beneficial for their shareholders than the deal they had with M2i Global. Volato is keeping their options open, looking at other possible deals and opportunities to make the company more valuable. However, and this is a big however, they are saying there is no guarantee that any of these discussions or evaluations will actually lead to a finalized deal or a completed transaction. This is standard language in these types of filings to manage expectations. Let's look at the company itself. Volato Group Incorporated is a company that is registered in Delaware. Their stock is traded on the NYSE American under the ticker symbol SOAR. They also have warrants traded over the counter under the ticker SOAR. It is important to note that they are currently considered an emerging growth company, which means they have some flexibility with certain financial reporting rules, as indicated by the checkmark next to emerging growth company. Forward-looking statements scroll. Now, a very important part of these filings is the forward-looking statements section. This is where the company warns about the uncertainties of the future. They use words like expects, anticipates, plans, and believes to describe what they hope will happen, but they stress that these are not guarantees. Things like the risk of not finding an alternative deal or the possibility that terminating the current deal could hurt their business or stock price are all mentioned. They also point out the risk of not being able to meet the listing requirements of the NYSE American. Essentially, they are saying a lot of things could go wrong, and actual results might be very different from what they currently expect. They also mention that they are not obligated to update these statements if things change, unless the law requires it. This part is crucial for understanding the potential downsides and risks associated with the company's future. For example, if they can't find a new buyer or strategic partner, they might face more challenges staying competitive. Looking at their stock structure, they have Class A common stock traded as SOAR on the NYSE American. They also have warrants where each whole warrant can be exercised for one share of Class A common stock at an exercise price of $11.5. These warrants are traded under the SOAR ticker. This shows there is potential for dilution later if these warrants are exercised. It is worth noting that their Class A common stock is the primary instrument traded on the NYSE American. The warrants are traded on OTC Markets Group. This difference in trading venues can sometimes reflect different levels of liquidity and investor interest. The key date here is the 4th of June 2026, when they officially terminated the merger agreement. This is the event that this Form 8K filing is reporting. This filing is with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, which is the government agency that oversees the stock market. Companies are required to file these reports to keep investors informed about significant events. Now, let's bring in some external context to see how this fits. Back in September of 2025, there was news that Volato Group was setting up a $100 million shelf for future funding. This indicates they were anticipating needing capital, possibly to support their growth plans or to be in a stronger position for negotiations. And just prior to this termination in April of 2026, Volato Group filed pro forma information ahead of a shareholder vote on May 7th. This suggests the merger with M2i Global was still very much on the table at that point, making the subsequent termination a significant shift in strategy. The report is signed by Mark Heinen, who is the Chief Financial Officer. This indicates that the financial leadership of the company is aware of and approving this action. Overall, Volato Group's decision to terminate the merger with M2i Global and explore other options signals a strategic pivot. They are prioritizing what they believe will bring more value to shareholders, but the path forward is uncertain, as they themselves acknowledge in the forward-looking statements. The key risk here is whether they can actually secure a better deal that closes successfully, or if this move will lead to prolonged uncertainty and potential downside for their stock. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded, like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord in the description.